This is for the readers of the books of Vladimir Megre. And it doesn't matter if you just began to read the books or you just read them for the fourth time, let's say. I want to reach out to you with a specific question. I started to read the books of Vladimir Megre myself in 2009 in my own mother tongue, Dutch, a nice translation by the way. And I could immediately feel that they touched me very strongly. So I started to buy all the books one by one, and it was until 2017, 8 years later I think, that I had all the books were translated in Dutch and I had them in my possession. Started to read them from then, every year at least once. And I could feel that the books were pulling me into the idea of creating our own Kindsdomain for my family. But there was one problem. The problem was that I thought that I had found my beloved, that one person that is especially made for us. But I could see that the person with who I was living at that moment wasn't interested at all in these books. But I was really convinced, so I thought, give it some time, I will convince her. But in 2019, 2 years later, I started to see that it was very difficult for me to function in a normal job. And I started to realize that these books had changed me that much that I didn't fit anymore in the old civilization. And then soon came COVID, 2020, a year later. I had all the time I wanted at home, and I started to think and to see that my only option that I had left was going for that dream of creating our Kindsdomain. I was these days into manifesting. That's a concept where you write down sentences of your future and you do your affirmations. So you speak out loud these sentences every day. I had done this already before, and I took the fourth book of the Ringing Cedars book series that's about co-creation, and my big inspiration were the chapters 2 until 7, I think, where the story is told about our Father who creates Earth, the universe and us. And I decided to go and sit under a tree every day, one of these. It's a beech tree, but it was a red one, a beautiful one that I had in my garden in Belgium. So I took every day at least 1 hour that I was under this tree. I started just with reading the books, the chapters in the fourth book, chapter 2 until 5, 6, 7. And then when I was in this state of mind of being his son, a co-creator, I started to visualize and I started to do my affirmations about my future. And I kept doing this for 1 year. So for 1 year, whether it was cold or very hot or raining, it didn't matter. I found in my days 1 hour at least, most of the time 2 hours, that I was under this tree reading the books, doing my affirmations, and then went off with a nice spirit, because that's the idea of affirmations. You are there in the future, you feel your future, and it was of course lovely to feel the warmth and the closeness with my beloved, and to feel myself as someone without distortions in his head and just experiencing joy all the time. And I did this for a year, and after a year, this one, but then the Belgian one, started to speak with me. And he hadn't spoken to me for a year, and he was very clear. In that time I also slept underneath him, because I didn't have a nice relationship at that moment anymore with the woman that I was then. So I slept outside, I think, for 3 months, and he started to speak with me. And this is what he said. He said, Bart, you've done your work. I think you're ready. I think your soul is ready. I think it's time to take off. And I would like you to go to the country where you have a connection with. That's an Eastern European country, it's Romania. And you go and find your kinsdomain. And that's what I did. So I came to Romania in 2020, the end of 2020, and I started to look for our kinsdomain. And it took me a while, and it's a long story. And in September 2023, I bought this land, our kinsdomain. In 2024, about a year later, I got a message from our father who said, Bart, and now it's time, you're ready to meet your beloved, finally. And that's what I did. And it happened, our first encounter was on the Facebook group of the Anesthesia Foundation. When I posted something, she reacted and we started talking. Last year, 2025, we started to live here permanently on our kinsdomain. And because this is such a beautiful experience for the both of us, it's clear for me now that my mission is to help other people to get on their kinsdomain as quick as possible with their beloved, that one person that is especially made for you. And that's what I will be doing. And that's why I have a question for you. If you are one of the readers of the books of Vladimir Megre that is also pulled in the idea of creating their kinsdomain for their beloved, I want to invite you to have a chat with me. I would like to know what your approach is, how you approached, how are you approaching this co-creation with our Father towards your kinsdomain? How are you approaching it? What are you doing? I'm super curious about it, and people that attend online meetings of the Anesthesia Foundation know that I already there have asked this question lots of times, but now I would like to go in depth with people, have a conversation of, let's say, half an hour, and in exchange for you giving me your story about your approach to this co-creation, I will answer all your questions. So if you are one of those readers of Vladimir Megre and you want to help me, I'll put a link in the description where you can book a call with me. Every day from now on, I will reserve a few hours in my day where we can have this conversation. And if it's not possible for you to have to fit in that calendar of me, then just mail me. I'll also put my Gmail address on it, and we can work something out, a different time where we can have a conversation. I would love to meet you. I wish you all, you readers, bright thoughts, and maybe I'll see you soon.